At Amatip IT, we believe in transforming people's life from low income to high income, from bad business to profitable business, from no job to a high paying job. We believe in making financial power easy to obtain. The way we transform people's life is by challenging the current information landscape to provide creative solution, coaching and mentoring services designed for transformation. And we happen to produce great professional UI UX design course. Do you want to join us in the training program now? Kindly come with me. Hi, welcome back to UI UX design professional course. This course is powered by Amatip IT, an IT company based in London, United Kingdom. We are in the introduction section of the course, and we are in part 3 of the introduction session, in which we will be talking about why is UI UX design important. So in our previous part, in part 1, part 2, we have discussed about what product is, what product design is, the type of product we are concentrating on, what is UI UX design. And in this particular section, we will be focusing on why UI UX design is important. And if you ask me this question thousands of times, if I want to give you a simple answer to this question, I will say 1, to avoid problem, and secondly, to make money. This might not clear to you, but I will make it clear to you. I know some of you might think I like too much talk, but I prefer to talk more to explain what you need to understand to you, because we don't want you to crime anything. We want you to have a practical understanding about all these things, because all this process that we are going through, those are the process that many ordinary UI UX design are jumping in, which is preventing them to gain employment, because by the time they are asking them some tricky question about this profession, they won't able to provide a reasonable answer, because this field is not only about how you do it, but why you do it. So take every line of word, take every section, every unit of this training program, take it very important, because it will automatically prepare you to become a professional UI UX design at the end of this training program, if you follow all the process. Okay, so now, why is UI UX design important? 2 major answers I will first give you is that 1, to avoid problem, and secondly, to make money. Why is it that it's because it's to avoid problem? Any product that you produce, be it a mobile app or a website, if the product is not properly designed, if the user interface is not properly designed before production, if the user experience is not properly designed before production, that product will eventually run into problem. And when it runs to problem, you lose money. So in order not to lose money in business, when you produce your product, you do not produce your product for free of charge. Even some products that we think they are produced for free of charge, like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, that we are all using free, they are not actually free, because you, the user, you are a product
yourself, because they actually making their money through their audience, their users. Okay, so in order to avoid problem that will be leading us to shouting for help here and there on our product, we must let the product undergo a proper user experience design and a proper UI user interface design. Any product that is produced without a proper design will not have a focus, will not have a direction, will not have a vision they are working towards, and they will not able to produce a reasonable product that actually solve the user problem. And in order to avoid all these problems, we need a good user interface and a good user experience design for our product. For instance, if you can reflect back to the previous class in part 2 where we talk about A, B, and B, when they was established in 2008, you can see their user interface. When they produced this product in 2008, the user interface was bad, the user experience was bad, and the company run to the problem because they don't have a proper user interface design, a proper user experience design. They are not making good money. They are not actually moving forward as they expect. So immediately they understand the fact that the reason they are facing challenges is because their user interface and their user experience is bad. They quickly employ user interface and user experience design professionals to redesign their website, and with that, this is what they have today after the redesign of their interface and their user experience, which have led the company to become one of the giant tech companies today as a result of redesign of their interface and their user experience. So a proper user interface and proper user experience will not only affect your product but also affect your business. They have a crucial role to play in your product for you to produce a good product that satisfies the need of your customer. You must be properly design that product. That product must be undergo a proper design phase, the proper user interface design and proper user experience design. And for your business to move forward, just like the same thing that happened to Airbnb when they have a poor user interface and a poor user experience that did not allow them to make enough money or grow in the market, and it's making them to lose a lot of customers because the experience of the platform is bad, it's not good. And once they realize this fact that and they employ the use of user interface and user experience redesign of their website that lead to what they have today, now they able to move forward in the business, they're able to generate more income, gain more customer and gain more money. And that is the reason I'll summarize the main importance of user interface and user experience as ability to avoid problems and ability to make more money in our business with our product. So For you to have a good product, you need a very good user interface and a very good user experience. Your user must have a good experience when they are using your product. For instance, let me show you some car here. Let's assume I take you to a car garage and we have different variety of car like this. If I ask you which of this car are you going to choose, I'm very sure you might not choose this particular one, and you might not choose this particular one. You might not also choose this particular one, but you might also choose from any of the other good one. Like we have this, we have this. You might also like this one because of the user interface, how the product look. This particular one look beautiful, and this red one also look beautiful compared to this one. So before you even interact with the product, mere looking at the product without, you have not started the car, you have not even have the key, you have not, but mere looking at the car, you able to choose the one that you like based on the appearance, based on the look of the car. That is your user interface. That thing in you that make you prefer the good one against the bad look one, that is showing the importance of a proper UI design. You can say that feeling that make users, make customer reject this interface and make them later accept the new interface. That is why US UI is important. UI US design is important. But you will think that that is all about the look, that is the interface. It has not concerned the experience. But by the time they give you the key of the car to drive around, and you realize that there is not even AC in the car, the car is so hot, or maybe you are in a cold area and the car, there is no temperature control system that can regulate the temperature in the car, and you feel frustrated. That means you are passing through bad experience with the car, and with that bad experience, we usually like to use that car again or to leave it and take another alternative. Okay, so if a product lack a user experience or a user interface, definitely that product might not sell in the market, because once you are unable to satisfy the need of your customer, you might not able to sell your product, and that's what loss of money, and you are creating a bunch of problem for yourself, for your company, for your business. Okay, so in order to round this up, I will use my own personal scenario to explain more in depth to you why UI US is important. Okay, back then in 2007, I have an idea of a particular website or a particular mobile app that I can create, that can be like that can rock the city like Facebook, Instagram, like that. But one thing that did not allow me to achieve that dream is that, one, I thought about the project and think, okay, if I want to achieve this, how can I go about it? Based on my thinking there, I think the first thing to do is to know how to write the code to produce that app. And once I produce it, we will launch it and people will start using it. But at that moment, I don't know much about programming. Okay, I thought the first thing I need to do is to go and learn more about programming so that I can write the code for the app and start start publishing and publish it so that people can start using it and start making money to it. But I learned a lot about different programming languages, start learning the front-end application, front-end framework, back-end framework, Python, all different language that can assist me. And I do this for like 5 years without able to produce my product. Ask me why. Because at the end of it, I know the programming, I become a proficient in coding, but I'm still unable to produce this product because I did not have the prototype for my product. And without a prototype for the product, I continue writing different code. I will write the code to a stage, I will say it is not like this, and I will abandon it. I will still start over from another method. I will still use another method. I rewrite the code severally, and I did not able to get to anywhere with the code simply because I did not have direction on the code I'm writing. I did not have the direction. I did not have the prototype that I'm follow to write the code to develop the application. And this is what one of the major challenges many of the tech professionals that want to start a tech business they are facing. Most of us believe that once you know how to write a code, once you are proficient in programming language whatever, that you can build any app. You can build any app, but you might not able to build a product unless if you have a skill like this, a skill in UI UX design. Because before you go straight to the development of the products need to undergo the design phase, the design process. Without that, you might not able to produce a reasonable or a valid or a profitable product that will satisfy any user. Okay, so that will lead us to another section in which we will be talking about what are the process involved in UI UX design. But before we go there, let me quickly use this illustration to put more light on UI design and UX design. Okay, if you are thinking about a tech industry, taking Amazon or Facebook or Herbie and Bill, whatever, take any of them, or your bank, take any of them for example, and take their product, maybe their app or their website for example. Before they get to that product, before you see that Facebook we are seeing today, the first stage is the design, as in the UI UX design of the product to produce the prototype. That's the end. You want to produce the wireframe, the prototype. You want to do the user research on the line, in which we'll be talking more about all those in the next section of this introduction aspect of the training. But what I'm trying to show you is that before you can have a complete product or a complete tech industry that is really making it, you need to all these departments. Like you need content development section, UI design, production, ideation, UX design, coding, marketing, testing, upkeeping, and updating. Your product will be passing through all these stages every time you are producing a new product. It will be passing through the table of all these professions. Okay, it will be each of this area of specialization need to work on the product. But where our own field come in is the UI design and UX design. In the olden days, one person can decide to carry out all these activities. But in today's world, because of the volume or the work involved in all this development process now, it will be very difficult for somebody to do all these things. Do the content development, UI design, UX design, production, ideation, coding, testing, marketing, or keeping update, and the like. So people now need to specialize. Where do I want to belong to? Some people can be a content developer, content development, UX design, UI design, but it doesn't mean that you must be only one. That you can have one or two, one or three, one or two, three, four. You can combine any of these skills together. But the best one that is easier to combine is the UI and UX, because they are both working in hand together, and once they finish their own duty, they can hand over the product to the coding, and once they hand over it to the coding, then the coding can go, the product can be launched. Once it can be, after the production, it can be tested. After the testing, they can launch it. Once they launch it, they market it, they promote it, and they continue upkeep and update the product. So you can see none of all this section that is not important in every tech company. But the most important where we are going is that you cannot move to this production stage without a proper UI design and UX design of your product under normal circumstances. And once you achieve that, then you can now move to production stage or implementation stage. So now if you look at the scenario of Facebook, when Facebook have the idea, same way I have my own idea of creating a app, but I don't know how to code. I started learning how to code. That same thing happened to Facebook then. He learned, he know how to code, and he produced the prototype of the product. And after production of prototype, he can now able to display his prototype of the product to the investors. The investor can easily interact with the prototype. Okay, I have a product idea, I have a company idea, I've produced the prototype, but I need money to develop the app, to develop the product. But this product, it's when the investor now check the prototype, go through it, and they are satisfied with the prototype, they can see if they can invest their money on it or not. And got so good. Investors, the first investor he met, then they like the prototype and they invest on the product. And today Facebook is where it is today. But somebody like me, I was unable to produce my prototype. If I come and meet you as an investor and I'm telling you I have a social idea, but I cannot demonstrate the idea visual, let you see what I'm talking about, like the visual, the reality of what I'm talking about. I'm just using Faber to discuss, and it will look like this, it will look like this, it will look like this. That can't work. You need to design your prototype. You need to have your prototype, at least, or your wireframe that you can show to the investor, that you can use to communicate the stakeholders. And with that you can easily attract investors. And that is not only the achievement you want to make. During the process of you design the user interface, design the user experience, there are a lot of process you have undergo that will have let you see all the problem that the product might have, and how to go about it, how to solve it before you get to the production stage. And those are the reason why UI UX design is very important in production of any reliable digital products. Thank you. See you in the next class, where we will be talking about the next thing, which is what UI design process. How can we go about this process, the UI UX design? We'll be discussing that in our next section of the training program. Thank you. See you next time.